it's Hannah, and welcome back to my channel, or hi, hello, if you're new here. If you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Hannah. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out me and my YouTube channel for today's video. I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing a chit chat. Get ready with me, and we're going to be doing a peach-inspired eye look. So get out your makeup brushes, get ready to hear me do a lot of chit-chatting, and let's go ahead and get right on into this video. Alright, I'm trying a different angle today with my phone. I'm actually recording on my old phone because I got a new phone. However, I can't record yet on my new phone because I got an iPhone SE. It's just basically an 11, but it's smaller and more compact because I don't do well with holding a really big phone. We've already tried that at the store, so I just settled for an SE, and I'm really happy with it. Plus, I can use all my old iPhone cases as well, but it does not have a protective screen on it. So until it gets a protective screen, I'm not going to use it in my tripod until I get a tempered glass, and Amazon is not going to be shipping that until later next week. So yeah, but I thought that I would just quickly go ahead and tell y'all that I am doing a different angle today. So I'm going to be contradicting myself in this video really badly because in Thursday's video, or maybe it was Monday's video, was it Tuesday's? I think it was Tuesdays. I get my days confused. One of those days I talked about how I don't use products that have been discontinued. Well, we're going to use a product that's been discontinued today because I forgot to use this palette last year when this was available. This is the boxycharm and Pure palette. So basically a boxycharm collaborated with, Pure collaborated with boxycharm to create this really pretty palette. I actually don't get boxycharm, but a friend of mine does, and she was very kind enough to gift this to me because she knows that I love eyeshadow palettes, and she knows that I love Pure Cosmetics, which is so true. So we're just going to use the upper row today as our shadow. So let's go ahead and get right on into this. I'm going to start out, well, first off, I need to open my shadow switcher. That's something that I need to do. I forgot to do that before I sat over here to do my makeup, and I'm really stressing about this new angle. I really hope that it's working out. Really do. If it's not, I'll go back to the other way. I just flipped my phone a different way in the tripod than what I normally flip it to. Alright, so now we can begin. So I'm going to take the double-ended Urban Decay shadow brush. I'm just going to use this brush today. I'm going to take the shade Perfect. Now, I have used this palette, and I, for the most part, really like this palette, but I haven't used the Peaches shades in this palette. So, I've used Perfect a ton as a transition shade and just a shade to kind of like set the lid and set the crease area. So, I'm just going to take it onto the more fluffy side of the Urban Decay brush, and I'm just going to work that into the crease. It doesn't have to be super perfect. This is just going to be a transition shade, so it really doesn't have to be precise. It just has to be just a little something in the crease. So I have been feeling really good recently. The weather where I've been living is just really nice, and it's been super warm, which I typically don't like super warm weather, but I've been really into this warmer weather because it's not as... This winter was just kind of rough, so it's just really nice to just have some warm weather and you just feel really good. I think for the first time ever, I actually experienced seasonal depression, and I've never really experienced that before. I didn't doubt what it was. I just personally never experienced it because where I live, in the colder months, it doesn't really stay super cold. It, for the most part, stays super warm. So experiencing that for the first time was definitely not fun. But definitely some states got winter way worse than we did. But I feel like, you know, for the most part, I'm feeling a lot better because of the weather. Because when the weather is just really crappy, I just find that it really affects your mood, you know? Reiki. That's kind of funny name. Kind of reminds me of the time, and I'm going to take it onto the same side of the Urban Decay brush. It kind of reminds me of that Rugrats episode. I've been rewatching Rugrats again for like the millionth time on Hulu, and it just kind of reminds me of the part where they're just like, Nikki is cool, Nikki is free, Nikki is Nikki. But anyway, I'm just going to work that into the crease, and I am so excited about the new little series that they're going to do on Paramount. And I low-key might actually get a subscription to Paramount just so I can watch that, because that was like my favorite cartoon growing up as a kid. I had little dolls that I played with, and I just was like obsessed with it. I remember when the movie came out, when the Rugrats movie came out, and I actually made my mom go and buy me the VHS tape when it came out, and I had actually been sick and been admitted into the local hospital for something, and I made her go out and buy me the movie because I just wanted it, and I was so thrilled. That was just like one of my childhood favorites. So this shade actually applies really nicely. I did build it up just because I wanted like an intense peach, but I'm like obsessed with that color. It's really pretty, and it's really soft too. Peach is a shade that it's colorful, but it's not super bold, and it's not super out there. Like, you can still wear it and get away with it and not really have to worry about it so much, I guess you could say, about it being, you know, too bold and too out there. Because I know a lot of people don't like to go out in super bold, colorful looks, but peach is definitely something that you can wear, and it's colorful, but it's not like too out there. Like, you could wear peach to school, you could wear peach to work, if you're able to go to school or to work. I feel like most places, schools are opening back up, and I feel like some places with work, they're not, because I actually have a couple of relatives that's actually been told that they will no longer be going into work in an office, because a lot of these people, these companies and stuff, have realized that, you know, these people can do their jobs from home. And honestly, you know, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think if I had like a major corporate job, that I would really want to work from home. Like, I think I would really enjoy it. I don't know. I know some people probably are not enjoying it, and you probably do miss like the socialization and stuff like that, but I'm one of those people that I like to socialize, but I like to socialize when I want to socialize, not because I'm being forced to socialize, if you get what I'm saying. And I know some people aren't like that. They just generally miss socializing, but I think I would do okay for the most part. Like, just, I mean, I kind of work from home anyways, so, you know, it's not too bad. Gonna take the shade at Squad, which is just a really pretty shimmer color. And you know what we're gonna do with this? We're gonna pack this onto the lid. And now I will say that it does have a little bit of powder kick up in the pan. Like, most pure shadows do have that, but they are very, very pigmented. Like, I love their pigmentation of their palettes. I would never, ever steer y'all to buy something that is not something that's, like, awful quality. I just would not do that. I hate it when influencers hype up a product, and you can kind of tell, like, they know that it's a bad product, but they're still hyping it up anyways. And maybe that's because I have a sponsorship under the table that they don't want to disclose. Maybe it's because, you know, they just want to be shady. I don't know, but I just personally, I could never, ever, ever feel good about myself recommending something to a subscribers and it not working out for them. Now, granted, not everything is going to work out for everybody. By the way, this shimmer is really pretty. It has little flecks of gold glitter in it. It's like really, really pretty. This eye look could also work for summer too, not just for spring, but anyway. So yeah, I also need to address something that I've been meaning to address for quite a while here on my YouTube channel. So I do, as most people may or may not know, I have a TikTok, and I'll have it on the corner of the screen somewhere so y'all can see it. And go follow me if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too. It's totally up to you. I'm not going to make you do something you don't want to do. But I do have a TikTok, and I post a lot on my TikTok about my YouTube channel and just talking about being proud of my channel and stuff like that. And I have people sometimes who comments and says things, you know, like, oh, you know, you don't have a successful YouTube channel, you're only getting like 200 views, you're only getting 100 views, you're only getting like 300 views, you're not that popular, a lot of people haven't heard of you, and you know what, I'm very self-aware of that. I know that I'm not that popular, I know that I only get 200 or like 100 views, but I somehow did manage to get monetized last year again, which I'm so thankful for and just so grateful for. And, you know, success to me is, you know, I used to be a very shy person. I didn't used to be super confident about myself. I didn't used to be as outgoing as I am. And YouTube has really helped me branch out in that department. And the way that I view it is, you know, I'm not doing YouTube to get thousands and thousands of views. If that was the case, I would have quit a long time ago. That's not why I'm here. And some of my more older videos, I've noticed, are getting more out there into the algorithm. So I am slowly building up my fan base, I guess you could say, which is really weird for me to say. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that, you know, success to me is just doing YouTube and just enjoying it and doing something that I love and something that I'm passionate about and making a little bit of money on the side. To me, that's what success is. It's not about having thousands of followers or having thousands of views or, you know, making trillions of dollars here on YouTube. That's not what it's about for me. I don't care. I'm just happy that I get to do what I want to do and enjoy doing what I want to do. And to me, that is successful. You know, I'm happy for the first time in a very long time with my life. You know, I was very scared when I was younger about how my life was going to pan out as an adult. Being an adult is very scary for, you know, anybody, but I feel like when you're a disabled person, it's a bit more scary because there's a lot of barriers and there's just a lot of roadblocks in your way of accomplishing things and doing things that you want to do. And I feel like in a way, because I have my channel and I have, you know, the Born Different documentary, which I'm so proud of. That was something that I've always wanted to do, is be featured on Born Different. And because of that, I feel like I'm slowly showing people that, you know, your disability doesn't define you as a person. You as a person define yourself. So, I don't know. That's just what success to me is just knowing who you are and being proud of what you're doing and not really focusing on your likes, numbers, and all that crap. Because really, none of that matters. I'm here doing what I enjoy doing, and that's all I care about. To the shade of Belle, which is just right there. It's more of like a deeper peach shade. And the shimmer shade applied really nicely. I actually used it dry today, and I don't normally use my shimmer shades dry, but I wanted to use this one dry because I just kind of want this to be like a sheer wash of peach. Like, I want it to be defined, I guess, and have some dimension to it, but I don't want it to be super, like, bold and out there. I want it to be very still subtle and something that really, you know, anybody can pull off or anybody can wear. So that's why I want to do that. And I'm going to pack this shade into the outer half of the crease / lid area just to add a little bit of definition to that area, just to kind of deepen everything up just a tiny little bit. You don't want it super, you know, dark and harsh. You want it to be very still light and airy and just really nice. I will have to say the shade is not as pigmented as some of the other ones, so I am going to have to slowly build this one up, but that's okay. You can work with shadows. To me, as long as you can still work with the shadow and you can still blend it up, I don't completely, you know, exit out and think, oh, that's a bad palette, or like, oh, that's a bad shadow. As long as you can still blend it and work it up, that's all that matters. And I have to say, these shadows do blend really, really nicely together. Like, I'm so impressed with how well this palette performs, so that is a plus. I knew that these shades down here performed really good. These are very, very pigmented. I just didn't know about the peach shades. I've never reached into the peach shades. I don't know why. I never had. I think I might have used this palette in a TikTok. I think. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'll have to double check that. And I think I did. I am doing more makeup over on my TikTok, so that is really cool. You know, because makeup's something that I'm into and that I love. So if you want more makeup content from me, that's a good place to follow me. Instagram, I post a new look every single day. Even if it's not a look, I'll still post an eye look. So that's a good place to follow me. Twitter, I just post a bunch of random stuff. I'm kind of all over the place on my Twitter, so I don't know if y'all would be interested in following me there or not. And Facebook, I only really post on there when I have a new video, because I never really know what to post on my public page, which is my YouTube channel page. My personal page, I feel like probably my family and my friends get really annoyed with me posting as much as I do, but that's okay. So now I'm just going to dust off this excess shadow and move on to blending. Alright, I just went in with a Q-tip with a little bit of micellar water just to clean up the fallout around the eyes. I will have to say that even though you can't get this palette anymore, I'm actually really impressed with the peach shades. Do you have to build them up? Yes, because they are peach toned, so they're going to be kind of light anyways. So it kind of makes sense for them to be lightly pigmented and be built up. But I really like it. I really like the look that this came out to be. I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like it's very wearable. It's colorful and it's fun, but it's still wearable. So I like that aspect of it. So now I'm going to move on, and I'm going to curl my lashes with my e.l.f. lash curler. Because this is just what I like to do, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to at home. You can totally customize this look to however you see fit. Now this palette gets me in the mood to try the Colourpop Peach palette, the Baby Got Peach. I like that kind of how Baby Got Back, Baby Got Peach. I think that's like a really cute little name for a palette, so I'm definitely going to have to check that out really soon, because I'm now in love with peach. I did look yesterday for me a peach toned blush in town, so couldn't really find anything that I liked or anything that was like, take me. So we're gonna use, I don't know what we're gonna use today, but we'll figure that out when we get to that point. I'm now going to use the e.l.f. Lash Aloud mascara. I'm doing false lashes today, so that's why I'm going to use this mascara. But on its own, I don't like it. I'm going to be honest, I don't like it. I'm just using it until it dries out, but I really don't like this mascara. I just don't. I don't feel like it really does anything for my lashes. I don't notice a huge difference. I'm kind of a mascara snob ever since I've fallen in love with the Essence Lash Princess. I put every mascara now on that pedestal of, okay, does this give me tons of volume? And unfortunately, this missed its mark massively, which is really weird because it calls itself a volumizing mascara, but it's not very volumizing, so I don't know what's up with that. It kind of reminds me of like a drugstore version of their Real a little bit, because their Real also claims to be kind of like a volumizing mascara, and I guess in their defense they are, but it's not like a super volumizing mascara. However, this just lengthens. That's all this one does. This one doesn't really do much of anything other than really just lengthens. So yeah, I think I would just save the $6, run to Ulta, go on Essence.com, or just whatever, and get the Essence mascara, because it's only $4, so it's $2 cheaper than this. So I am a very bad brand ambassador, and I will be the first to admit that. I'm very self-aware. These are my Dstar lashes and the style Paige after Miss Paige Coran here on YouTube. I am now a lash ambassador / promoter for Dstar lashes. So you can use the code Hannah, all caps 20, to save 20% off your Dstar lashes. I'm really excited. These are just very fluttery, and they're kind of dramatic, which is why I really like these. And to apply them, I'm going to be using my Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive Glue and my Lash applicator right here. Now, if you don't like lashes, I'm going to take a little bit of time here to promote them because I've been doing the greatest job at my job of doing that. If you don't like lashes, they have a ton of stuff on their store other than lashes. They've got pop sockets, which they very kindly sent me one, and they've got like t-shirts, and they've got lash tools, which I guess that would make any sense for you to get if you're not into lashes. What I'm saying is my code is valuable for anything off of the website. It doesn't just have to strictly be for the lashes. If you don't like lashes, or if you feel like you have enough lashes at the moment, you can use my code for anything else off the store, and it will save you 20%. Again, my code is Hannah, all caps 20, and you can use that as the checkout to save 20% off of your order on Dstar lashes. So the Gem Best was really adorable. However, I didn't want to get like my foundation and stuff all over it. So we're going to put a pause on the eyes really quickly, and we're going to do the complexion, or we're going to do the base. So I'm going to go into my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is just from Milk Makeup. And we all know, if you're familiar with me and my channel, then you know I have a huge obsession with Michaela over on TikTok. And I just literally anything that she recommends, I just feel like I have to have it in my life. Now, the e.l.f. Mint Primer, the cooling primer, this is very, very similar to this primer. So if you're on a budget, then I definitely recommend checking out the e.l.f. Mint Cooling Primer. I actually prefer the e.l.f. Mint Cooling Primer a little bit more over this one, because with this one I have to wait a while for it to get tacky, because that's the whole that's the whole deal with the primer, is the primer gets tacky and it adheres to your makeup. However, this particular primer, it adheres to like dry patches on your face. So if you have like dry patches or just really any type of texture on your skin, this would not be a good primer for you. If you're someone that might have just any type of texture, or just any type of things, I really don't think that women who are maybe middle-aged, and I know a lot of people hate me saying that, and I'm not calling you old if you're middle-aged. I think that old is just a bad term, but what I'm trying to say here is if you are around the middle age spectrum, I don't think that you would like this primer, because it does grip on and adhere to texture, and that is something that, more older, or not older, but, middle-aged women do have to, or men have to watch for. So because of that, I don't know if you would like this primer or not. I think it would be something that you would have to take the risk and buy to see if you like it. But I think that you would like the e.l.f. one more, because it's a gripping primer and you get that gripping sensation, but it doesn't adhere to texture like the Milk makeup one. So yeah, I've also been meaning to try the Hard Candy Primer, because I've heard that one is a dupe for it as well. And the e.l.f. Mint one is supposed to be a limited edition. However, I like how they say like they're not gonna restock, and then they turn around and they restock. I think that's kind of funny, but anyway, moving on. Now that we have the foundation on, I'm going to let that sink into my skin for a bit, and then after that, I'm going to go into my NYX. So this is the Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. I'm in the shade Light Ivory. Alright, let's try this foundation thing again. So I'm going to use the Morphe. This is their Fluidity Foundation. I am in the shade F1.20, and this is just a matte foundation. I just realized that I normally use my glowy MAC primer with this, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna make this work. I did get a little bit of product out onto the sponge, but it's just not enough to do a full face. So I'm just gonna get out a little bit more. But yeah, I'm happy that I finished off that NYX foundation, so y'all get happy about that. We don't gotta see that no more in any more videos, because there is literally nothing left in the bottle. I actually opened up the bottle to see if I could scrape, and even what I was scraping out just wasn't gonna be enough. So I'm really happy and proud of myself. I love using up my products. It makes me feel very happy and very fulfilled, and I don't know why. got the whole foundation thing squared away, I'm going to move into the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is a nude. What shade are you in? I know it's fair. I'm Fair 02. So I am in the shade Fair 02. And I'm just going to be dotting this underneath my eyes, on my chin, my forehead, my usual places. I like the applicator on this concealer because it's like a small little sponge tip. But it's a flat tip, sponge tip. So it gets really nicely into the little corners and stuff that you want it to. And it's very bendy. If that makes sense. Like, it's very bendable. So it's very, very easy to control and manipulate the product where you want it. So I like that aspect of it. So I like to do 2 little dots under my eyes. I like to do one on the outer corner just to kind of sharpen up the shadow. And then I like to do one in the inner just to brighten up everything. And then I do the center of the chin and the forehead to brighten that up as well. So I'm going to go into my little e.l.f. complexion sponge right here. And we're just going to blend it out. And this sponge, I actually really like it. It's very soft. It's a very good sponge. I don't know if e.l.f. sells these in store by itself. I've always just seen these in little kits that come with like tweezers and the lash curler. But I'm pretty sure you can buy these online individually. And if you can, I'm pretty sure you can. They're not bad sponges. I do really recommend them. I also really like the Real Technique sponges. I'm kind of new to sponges, so I have tried a lot of sponges, but for the most part, for a very long time, I was really into foundation brushes. And they're okay, but they do leave streaks on your face. They do, and they leave brush marks. And if you want a nice, precise airbrush effect, a sponge is the way to go. And don't get it super, super damp either. Like, I get mine just a little bit damp. I don't even get it, like, damp enough to where it expands, because then I just find that it soaks up too much product. So you kind of have to find your happy medium with your sponges, but for the most part, I really like the e.l.f. and the Real Techniques. I've tried a bunch of the knockoff sponges from like Ross, TJ Maxx, Big Lots, those kind of places, and some were hits and some were misses. I can't remember all the brands off the top of my head, which ones I tried. I know at TJ Maxx they have this line of sponges that they come in these little, it looks like reusable Ziploc bags. Those are awful. I hated those sponges. I actually threw them away. They were no good. They literally they felt like hitting your face with a rock. They were so hard. So I did not like them. I feel like with a sponge you have to have a happy medium of not too soft, but not too hard either. Like, you have to find that happy medium. This is really soft. So this technically for me wouldn't be in my happy medium, but it works and I can make it work. The Real Technique sponges are my happy medium because they're not too soft, but they're not too hard. And I like the unique shape of them as well. Now this one is just shaped like a traditional sponge would be. So it's got like the hourglass shape to it, and then it's got the little point at the top that you can use underneath your eye, and then it's got what I call the butt, and you can use that to just kind of like blend out the rest of your face like I just did. So, I mean, go sponge shopping online or in store. Look at your sponges. It's really hard because you can't fill sponges. Like, you can't fill them until you buy them. I know I use this in a lot of tutorials, but I just really like this powder. This is my favorite. This is the Tarte. This is the Smooth Operator Finishing Powder. And this is just basically a setting powder. It's one of my favorites. It's a very thin consistency powder, so it doesn't really do well with baking. If you're in the market for a good powder that does good with baking, I recommend the hard candy powder, the translucent cherry powder. It is a good thick powder, and it does a really good job at baking your under eye. By the way, I'm going to use this little brush from Up and Up to set my under eye. So that powder is really good. I can't use this powder for myself because it triggers an asthma attack, But the Coty Airspun powder, that's a really good thick powder. It's really good for baking as well. I've never tried the Maybelline loose powder. I'm going to order one soon and try it out. So I don't know if that one is good for baking or not. There is another one that I tried too. It's from KBD Beauty. But I tried that powder back when it was still Kat Von D's brand. Back when she owned the products before everything was reformulated. That was a good baking powder, but I don't know if it's still a good powder because they've reformulated everything, and I just haven't really had the desire to try everything. I know that she was very controversial for the right reasonings for a lot of things that she did. I don't approve of a lot of the things that she did and had decided to do, but we're not going to get into that. But that's why she had to kind of like step away from the brand. She didn't say that, but I mean, it was pretty obvious. That's why she had to step away from the brand, which is kind of sad. I mean, it was her opinions on things, and I think that people should have just respected her opinions, but I don't know. But anyway, what I'm trying to say here is I haven't tried anything from the brand since it's been reformulated, just because even though she's no longer attached to the brand, I don't want to attach myself to trying something that's controversial. I try to stay out of controversy. You know the drill. We're just going to go in with a little bit of white eyeliner in the waterline just to make our eyes pop and appear a bit more bigger and look more awake. Because daylight savings time, the struggle is real. The struggle is really, really real. I don't know why, but I do not adjust well to daylight savings time. I do fine with the other time fall, but with this, I don't do well with it at all. Like, I struggle for like a good couple of weeks. Like, I'm on the struggle bus. And I don't know why, but I just am. So, yeah, that's kind of tough, I guess you could say. You know, being the way that it is. Myself in the eye. I am so sorry about that I had to do a jump cut. Like, ow, that hurt. And my eye's still kind of watering a little bit. I'm worried that it's going to make my lashes, like, peel off in the corner. But, yeah, I hate when I do that. It's, like, annoying. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my brush for my under shadow. Here it is. Okay. I couldn't find the brushes that I needed. So now I'm going to go into this brush right here. This is the small precision brush from e.l.f. I'm going to take my Pure Cosmetics and boxycharm palette again. This palette right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Belle. And I'm just going to smudge that along the lower lash line. Now, I do have some olive green in my dress that I'm wearing today because the flowers are kind of peach toned, but then the little leaves on them are olive green. I kind of thought about running olive green underneath my lower lash line, but I want to keep this wearable for those of you at home that might be following along, or if you want to recreate this yourself. So I'm just going to pop some peach down here onto my lower lash line just to kind of connect the two. And this brush is a really good under eye brush if you're looking for a really good brush to apply shadow to your lower lash line. Something that I really like to do in a way that I like to incorporate color into my makeup looks is I love to add a pop of color onto my lower lash line. I also like to do color sometimes in the crease, like on the outer corner. Sometimes I like to do a pop of color on the lid. I've been saying this for like 2 years now, but I'm seriously going to take the time soon to plan out a video talking all about incorporating colorful shadows into your everyday look. And I really hope that would be something that y'all would be interested in. It'll just be eye tutorials. It won't be a full face. Just because that would be that's already going to be a long video, and I just feel like incorporating like a whole bunch of, like a full look would be way too much. So yeah. Go into this palette in a minute for the bronzer, but for right now, I'm going to use the highlighter in the shade Melrose, and I'm just going to pop that into the inner corner, and I'm going to use this little lip brush to apply it, but I just want something just kind of soft and shimmery in the inner corner as the highlight, and I kind of want something that's kind of golden toned, because gold kind of counteracts like orange peach shades, so that's why I kind of want to use this highlighter, and I might need to get a little bit more. If my memory serves me correctly, this isn't a super glowy highlighter, but it's just kind of nice and subtle. I used to own this Ulta palette a really long time ago, and I used it all up, so one of my cousins was decluttering her makeup collection, and she gave me this palette. Well, actually kind of like asked for this palette. Nonetheless, like, I was just kind of like, yo, can I have that palette? Like, I kind of miss the bronzer in the palette, and I really miss the blush in the palette, so she was like, yeah, sure, I don't use it. So I was like, yay me. Like, this is a great day. I get to the palette that I have been missing and longing to use after all these years. Now I'm going to go into the, well, I dropped it. I'm going to go into the e.l.f. This is the Lash It Loud Voluminizing Mascara that I used earlier on the upper lashes. I'm going to go into this mascara for the bottom lashes. And I have to say, this mascara does pretty good on the lower lashes. It doesn't flake or smudge, and it's not a waterproof mascara, which I hate waterproof mascaras because they just rip off your natural lashes because they're so freaking hard to get off of your natural lashes. Like, you have to sit there and scrub, and it's just so annoying. So I stay away from waterproof mascara. I don't touch it, I don't look at it, I don't think about it, because it's not fun. So it's not a fun time for me, so I don't use waterproof mascara, I don't use waterproof eyeliner, I don't do that. I'm not about that life. So that's just how I be feeling. I'm going to go into that bronzer from the Ulta palette in the shade Warm, just to warm up the complexion. I'm going to be using 3 different face palettes today because I neglect my face palettes. By the way, I'm using it on, or I'm going to be applying it onto this fluffy brush. But I've been really neglecting my face palettes, so they need to come out and they need to get played with. So I'm going to be incorporating more face palettes in my tutorials. As you can tell, that bronzer is just a really nice bronze. It's nothing too crazy, and the reason that I liked this is because it doesn't pull super orange on me. I've talked about this before a million times on my channel, but I have a really hard time finding a bronzer that doesn't pull too orange on me and look too orange. So I like the fact that this is just a nice warm toned bronzer, and it's not super duper orange. And I just made a big mistake because I don't take my bronzer in all the way like that anymore. That's what I get for talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing. So now I gotta do the same thing on the other side, because when you make a mistake on one side, you gotta do it on the other side, or else it ain't gonna look even. As much as you don't want to do it, you gotta do it. So yeah, dang it, I wish I would have paid attention. But anyway, I do like the bronzer. It's a very nice, smooth formula. It's not patchy or anything like that. It applies really nicely. The Ulta brand products can be very hit or really missed, like massively missed, like to the point where you're just like, you totally missed that mark there. But that little palette is pretty good. So I kind of want to go to Ulta soon and check out some of their products because I have a gift card and I need to spend it, and I might spend it on some Ulta brand stuff, or I might get something else. I don't know. We'll just have to see what I get when I go. That blush in the shade of Pool Party from this Tarte blush palette. I finally found me a good peachy blush. I dug around and dug around and dug around, and I was like, hey, wait a minute. That's a good peach blush. I'm going to take it onto this little round blush brush. Blush brush. Blush brush. Blush brush. I'm going to go into the shade Pool Party from the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush Palette. This is a really pretty peachy blush, and I'm just going to apply this to the apples of the cheeks. And I'm going to use a small little rounded blush brush to apply it. Blush brush, I think is what I said. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, it's a brush and it applies blush. How about that? Because I always get the two confused. I'm just going to apply this right to the apple of the cheek. And look at here. I'm going to pay attention and I'm going to apply my blush where I want it and not get too carried away with what I'm saying. But I do hope that y'all do enjoy, my returning subscribers are enjoying me doing a little bit more of like a chit chat type of situation when I do my makeup and just kind of talk about random smandrum things, because I love makeup tutorials. I like watching makeup tutorials. They're not super popular on YouTube, and I know that, but it's something that I enjoy doing, and it's something that I enjoy watching, so I'm going to keep on watching them. I'm going to keep on making them, and I'm just going to be happy over here playing my makeup. And, you know, if makeup isn't your thing, that's okay. That's fine. It doesn't have to be. But it's my thing, and I'm definitely not hurting anybody. The Profusion, what exactly are you called? This is just called a face palette. I'm going to take the highlighter in the shade Dreamy. It's just a really pretty kind of soft golden toned highlighter, and I'm going to apply that to the high points of my cheekbones with my cheek highlight brush. I used to use that palette all the time. As you can tell, it was a very loved palette at one point, and I just haven't really been reaching for it that often. I've been really neglecting it and choosing other things over using that one. So that definitely needs to change, and I need to get that out way more and use it. But, you know, I still use these things. I just use them off camera, and I forget to use them on camera, and that's like a really big toxic trait of mine that I need to delimish, because, you know, I need to showcase these products more and show y'all some really awesome, affordable finds. By the way, random fact about me, I have a little scar right there on my cheek from when I was a little kid. The e.l.f. This is the Seriously Satin lipstick, and this is in the shade Cream. Kind of a weird name for a lipstick, I'm not gonna lie. Not the shade name, but like the Seriously Satin. But hey, whatever. It's a really pretty lipstick. I bought this because Manny MUA used this in a video, and then I saw Michaela over on TikTok talk about this, so that's why I got it. It's only $3, and it's actually a really good, really creamy lipstick. Like, honestly, I can't believe it's $3 to be as good as it is. It's not drying. It's very moisturizing on the lips, and it feels really comfortable. So there you go. You don't have to spend a ton of money on a nice lipstick. This is $3, and you get very good pigmentation, and you're about to see how it looks on the lips, because it looks really pretty. Alright, can I just say that I'm like channeling the 90s right now, because I got big hoops in my ears, I got a denim vest on, I got a floral print dress on. I just feel very 90s aesthetic, but it's okay because I love it. I am a baby of the 90s. I don't care what anybody says. I am a 90s baby. I was legitimately born in the 1990s. That's what makes me a 90s baby. But anyway, I love the way this makeup look turned out. I love the eyeshadow. I think it is so, so pretty. So springy, summery. Can definitely be worn for both seasons. And it can be worn for Easter as well, for whatever you may or may not be doing, even if you're just going to be chilling at home. I'm actually not going to be at home this year for Easter. I'm going to take a very, very small, safely distanced, social distanced trip, and I could not be more excited. So that's going to be really fun, even though I'm going to be just kind of doing the same thing that I would be doing here. I'm still going to be out in nature, and I'm still going to be like away and just enjoying my time away from the internet. So that's really fun. I'm really excited about that, because everybody needs a break every now and again. I definitely just need just a break, you know, not from YouTube, but just a life break, just a life pause. So I'm really excited about that, but I'm very excited for this makeup look, because it looks really, really pretty. And I, like I said, just love the way that it turned out. So if you enjoyed this video, do 2 things for me before you leave. Number 1, give this video a big thumbs up down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button while you're down there as well. It helps me out a lot. And I'm trying to get 15,000 by the summertime, so that's a goal of mine. So help me out by subscribing down below. You can also give me a follow over on my social media handles as well, so that way you can keep up with me. You can keep tabs on me, and you can keep a lookout when I post and upload the new videos. You can also too come back on Monday, because Monday's video is going to be really fun. I'm doing another springy Easter look. I don't know which look I'm gonna do. I'm a little bit up in the air if I want to do the Easter egg look or what exactly I want to do, but I want to do something Eastery and springy and summery, so be sure to come back for that video because it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, I will see you all in Monday's video. Bye my little unicorns. Now I'm gonna go take a new profile picture with my cute little outfit and makeup today because I need a new one.